Hi, this is Melanie of Pardesi Reviews, and I'm here with two special guests, Geo Baby, director of The Great Indian Kitchen, and Salu Thomas, who was the cinematographer for the film. Thank you both for joining me. And right at the beginning of the film, you set the tone by saying, "Thank science." And I also loved at the ending of the film, you say, "Cooked by Geo Baby and friends." Where did the idea for this concept of this female emancipation movie come from?
Yeah. Thanks science. It's just only because of common sense. Uh, you ask that guys. Thanks God team. You just ask to them why you like this. Why
Why
you
do I
thank
like
God?
that? I mean, it sort of set the tone right from the beginning that this was something different. You were being a little bit provocative right from the very
Yeah,
beginning.
yeah. It's just because of common sense. That's only no other reasons. And at the end, um, cooked by Geo Baby and friends. It's because our movies deals with cooking and that kind of matters. That's why, uh, and I am maybe I'm also a cooker. I love to cook, so that's why we add that title, like cooked
Well, you're
by
saying
Geo
you
Baby
love
and
to
friends.
cook, but I saw in some other interviews that part of the idea for this film was that you grew to hate being in the kitchen once you were sharing cooking with your wife.
Yeah, yeah. When I was stuck in the kitchen. I was stuck in the kitchen. I was frustrated, and I felt that kitchen is like a hell, and it's a jail for all women. And that's why I reached this uh, content. I have to say a movie about a woman's life in the kitchen. After that, I discussed with my wife, my sister, my friends, especially my woman friends. All are encourage me. All are discuss a lot of their own stories, their Christian stories and their family stories. Lot of struggling stories I heard from all my friends, especially women. Uh, that's why I do this, and this is the lighter version of woman life.
It's true.
Actually, the Great in the Kitchen is a lighter version of Indian woman story.
I know that you tried to sell this film to the two main streaming services, Netflix and Amazon, and they both passed on it. And you used a new streaming service, KneeStream, uh, which I know they were kind of overwhelmed with how popular the movie was the first weekend. But and then your previous film, Kilometers and Kilometers, came on to Netflix recently as well. So did they give you any reasons why they wanted to pass on this film?
Actually, I don't know what is the reason behind the rejection. They rejected the movie. Amazon watched the Great Indian Kitchen, and they says that the movie is not fit for them.
Mm.
The movie is not apt for Amazon Prime, and Netflix didn't watch our movie, and they rejected. They are not saying the reason behind the rejection. We don't know what's the reason.
Well, I'm thrilled that you found another outlet so that we could all see this wonderful film. I can I understand that you didn't go maybe through a traditional production company to make this film. You relied I spoke to two of your producers, Vishnu Rajan and Dijo Augustine, about how they helped you get this movie made so that you could have creative freedom to make the kind of film that you wanted to make.
Yeah, that's the important factor in filmmaking. Not only in filmmaking, all kind of art related profession, they need freedom. Then only we can do the best. Uh, when I was started thinking about this film, I decided that we have to raise the fund for this. We need fund. We must create this. We must find our own fund for this film. If we pitch for a producer or production company, they don't understand our movie. That's why I discussed with Dijo, Jomon, and Vishnu and Sajin. They are all are my friends. Uh, Actually, we are from we are well known from each other from our college days.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we made this film all area of.
And unfortunately, due to COVID, they weren't able to come to India to be a part of the filming, but they told me that through your WhatsApp group and whatever, they kept up with the filming as it went on. Salu, can you speak to the challenges of filming in this small, it was an actual house, it wasn't a set. Was it very challenging to do the filming in that small kitchen? Uh-oh.
Actually, it was the best kitchen that we got during the location recce. During the location recce, we actually went to see three or four houses before this location. And one of our associate directors went to this house and he sent the photos. And by seeing the pic of the kitchen itself, we decided that we can shoot it here because that was the best kitchen that we saw until then. And it was not a small kitchen. It's very difficult to get that kind of a kitchen nowadays. It's an old house, and in that old Tarawad, they have that big space in the kitchen, and only because of that big space, I had options to shoot different frames and different angles uh, using that space only. Even for the top shots, all those things were possible only because of the space which was available there.
So yeah, I mean, it had the cooking fire as well as the stove right, her gas cooker right by the window. Um, I when I started watching the movie at home, and
Yeah.
all of the video, all of the filming scenes of the cooking at the first 20 minutes, I'm like, okay, I have to pause this and go make myself something to eat because everything looks so wonderful. It's making me hungry. So I had to go make something, come back, which is the advantage of being able to see it at home. I um, saw another interview that you did, Salu, that where you talked about um, there's so many repetitive scenes of the cooking and the washing of the dishes, and that in a way you wanted the audience to feel that frustration and boredom. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, you said it that frustration, that recurring job. Only because of that we choose that kind of shots. That's in the script. That's in the screenplay. Actually, our first edit was little bit longer than this, and we just cut little bit lag, and that's why uh, our new edit is now in the Great Indian Kitchen. Actually, this little bit or longer than.
So this newer version you're saying is a little bit longer than your
Yeah,
original?
no. All the version is little bit longer. Now,
Okay.
after that, we just cut it. Just some few seconds we cut. But we need that lag in our film. Actually, that's pre-planned. The screenplay.
I
Okay.
think men and women react to the film very differently. I've had very interesting comments on my channel and my viewers. I think men, their eyes are opened to the drudgery, that how it's the same over and over and over again. And women are like, yes, it's exactly like this, but worse. So can you talk about, were you surprised at some of the reactions that you've had to this film? It's engendered such a strong reaction from people.
Yeah, actually, women they says that the movie touched their heart. They a lot of women say that we can't talk, we can say nothing more. This is our story. uh, Myself, I can see in Nimisha. Nimisha is mine. That house is our house. The all thing is ours. That's a feeling. And not other kind of reactions like unexpected reactions, wandering reaction. All are saying that the movie touched their heart. This is our movie. They are saying a big thanks for a woman perspective movie. That's
Yes.
all.
I felt like it was something really unique. I don't think I've seen any film that really captured what it feels like to be trapped in the kitchen. Um, you know, I mean, it's not just the physical labor, but it's just how it mentally can wear you down. Um, Vishnu, when I spoke to him, he said one of the other subject matters in the film is how she's essentially imprisoned during the time of her menstruation. And he said, Vishnu told me he was surprised to learn that someone in his own family, you know, experienced that. So, I think you went places that I wasn't expecting the film to go. Salu, were you also, did you have surprising reactions that you heard about from your own family or friends?
Um, Actually, yeah, of course, the whole reaction that was happened after the release of the film was really unexpected. We didn't expect this much acceptance for the film. We thought that this is a very serious content and it has a lag into the narration. It's not a it doesn't have an entertainment value also. But even even kids in my family, 10-year, 11-year-old kids, boys, they told me that the film is very engaging and they liked it because of the seriousness of the content. They also got connected to it. Yeah, even 11-year-old boy. That was
Wow,
a big surprise for me because I never expected that he will even watch this film.
that surprises me too, that it would really resonate with a small child like that. Because I
Yeah.
feel like it's such an adult centered film. Well, that some of my favorite shots, Salo, one of them is there's a shot where you can see the two men, Suraj and his father, in at the kitchen at the dining room table, and then you see Nimisha just scurrying back and forth from the kitchen, bringing the dishes, and well, where's my water? Well, where's this? And she just keeps running back and forth. That was one of my favorite shots, but especially I think the one that really touched me is there's a pan of all sorts of family portraits on the wall and you just hear the sounds of the kitchen and then the steam of the pressure cooker is building up. And that I'll just tell you my personal reaction. By that point in the film, that was the way I was feeling, like a pressure cooker. Like I was just getting the rage was building up in me at the injustice that she was experiencing. So can you tell me about the choice of doing that particular shot with the portraits?
The portraits actually it was Geo Baby's idea. He found that portraits on the wall. It was on the real location. So he came to me and told that we can do a sequence like this, where we will play the sound of kitchen along with the photos. And, all of us liked it because it was very really good. But it was very what to say very innovative idea to tell the story of generations
Yes.
who have went through the kitchen. So we did it like like how he wanted.
Yeah, I think that was one of the best scenes of the entire film. Gio, can
Yeah.
you tell me about the choice of the ending? Um, Nimish's character gets her emancipation, she gets her freedom, she's back in the world that she loves of dance. But then there's a scene with Suraj and it mirrors an earlier scene in the film. So can you tell me why you made that choice?
Yeah, so Suraj's second marriage, the probably because the system is continuing here. That never stops. That is a part of patriarchal system, and woman is always like a slave in the kitchen, and that's why we choose that shot. She washing that teacup. Nimisha is start off with that cup, and
Right.
she's continuing that. That is here. That is a real situation in our society. That's why we add that in the screenplay.
I mean, it's hopeful in a way that Nemisha has moved on in her life and has freedom. But one person asked
Yeah,
me, why didn't he show a shot of, for instance, a young boy helping in the kitchen or something like that? But I echo what you're saying.
yeah,
It's showing this is still going to carry on. It's still going to carry on. Um, I wanted to also ask you, I saw one interview, you talked about some of the key emotional scenes between Suraj and Nemisha were actually improvised. Can you tell me more about that?
yeah. Actually, in the screenplay there is not dialogue.
There's
I wrote only key dialogues only. We have to discuss this matter, and this way we have to discuss. And there is no dialogue in the screenplay. Just before the shooting, we all Salu is there with all discussion, and we decide what kind of sentences and or otherwise what kind of words we use for this particular thing. And Suraj is a lot of Suraj's contribution is very important in all these discussions, and he contributed a lot of dialogues in this film, not only in his character, other character also. Uh, that's why the improvisation we all are enjoyed. That's what well in the 13th kitchen.
so some of the key emotional scenes, would you just say, I want you to make her apologize to you or something like that? And then did you work through a rehearsal or was it just spontaneous and how the scene would play out?
Yeah, actually, we know very well what's happening in the scene, and there is actually a lot key dialogues is there, but the presentation that we decided in between the discussion that is happening just before the shoot. Actually, that take only 5 minutes. That's only not a long discussion because actually we all know well the film. That's why we just plan it before the take and we shoot it.
And then Salu, in those scenes, were you setting up two cameras to get that natural reaction of each actor to what was saying, or did it work that you have to replay the scene a couple of times to get the different angles? Like if they're having an
Um,
argument?
no, actually, no, actually, we didn't have two cameras and all. Just one camera, and we shot it uh, like he said during the discussions that were happening before the shoot. I was also there. I was listening to all these things. What we are going to do, and on the set itself, we after this discussion, me and Giove, we used to discuss how to shoot this, how to go about this. Actually, before the show, during the pre-production, we did a short division for up to the middle area of the film. And during the shoot, we knew that we have to carry on that language, that visual language that we have decided on. And according to that, we planned the shots. And no, I don't think we didn't have to change the short division a lot on the due to the improvisation that were happening. Because we were good with the short division which was there, and we carried on with that.
I think Nimisha and Suraj have such a good working relationship. Having been in a previous film together, I just gained even more respect for both of them, knowing now how many of their lines were improvised. I think that's amazing. I think it's amazing because it comes off very natural feeling. So I just commend all of you. I just learned that recently after seeing the film twice, and I just gained so much respect for that. Salu, can you tell me? I can tell you another one of my favorite shots is when Nimisha is sitting at the table applying for the job on the laptop, and then in the background you see the wood fire stove. What are some of your favorite shots from the film?
This one again was Geovedy's idea to put fire in that shot. Yeah, to introduce a laptop into the scene. That's the only scene where we are seeing a laptop again. And
Right.
she's applying for the job, and we have to show that fire which is in the background. I also like that shot. Other than that, there are towards the 35-40 minutes of the film, uh, we can see a wide shot. It's an extreme wide inside the kitchen. That's the most widest shot inside the kitchen. I think she comes in the morning. She coming for the next day and standing there near the door and coming and taking the waste. That's one of my favorite shot. And on the same day, the night, there is a long take where she does all the jobs and she try to go away. She's trying to leave, and then she's remembering that no, that smell is coming, and she goes back and put the sack onto that water. Those two shots are my favorites actually.
Geo Baby, I just really admire this film so much, and it's had such a huge impact on so many people. One of the things I really noticed in watching it the second time is how we have the dancing. So we have music at the beginning. We see how happy Nimisha is. And then at the very end, when she is with her students, and it's like this explosion of music. And then I realized there really is no music through most of the film. You just hear the sounds of the clinking pots and of cooking and steam. So was that a conscious choice to not have any background score for most of the film?
Yeah, actually, we take a decision at the time of shoot. Uh, in between, in every night, we we edit all the footages with the shooter footages on every day. Then we know that there is a lot of sound in the pilot track, that the kitchen sound. At that time, we fixed that we doesn't use any kind of music throughout the movie. Uh, and at the end, that actually that is pre-planned, that there is a music. And in the beginning, happy Nimisha, dancing Nimisha. Yeah, that's already in the script. That already in my mind from the very beginning, that I need a happy Nimisha on the beginning, and the same happy Nimisha at the end. That's my wish of, because I love that character. I'm in love with her.
Yeah.
Almost 3 years she's in my mind.
So
Yeah,
it took 3 years to write this film and get the production finished?
yeah. Actually, I started in 2017. Um, One night, after a heavy walk from the kitchen, I decided that I have to make a movie about woman and movie about kitchen. The thinking started from there, uh, and that's a 3 year process.
So I know you should be enjoying just all of the acclaim and accolades for this film. Are you, either of you, looking forward to your next project? Is there anything that's planned yet?
Actually, we are not happy like this because of Great Indian War. This is a struggling story of women, and that's well received in all over India and abroad also. And that is, and this is not a happy thing because this is a sad story of some woman living with us, and we are excited. We never expected this kind of reception. Actually, we planned that we have to make a movie like what we want. This is a personal movie of mine and Salu, editor Francis, and the producers very well know that we are doing a movie like it's a different one, and there is mm, we are taking a risk, and there is no possibility of uh, very this is a not a kind of successful movie in the box office in that sense.
Right.
And after all, we are getting a lot of appreciation, a lot of well received in I think all over the world.
Yes.
Discussing a lot of about this movie, and about our next. Actually, we are planning on it. We are working on it. Uh, we don't know what is our next. We are thinking a lot of subjects and discussion happening in our mind.
Well, I will be looking forward to seeing both of your projects as they come next. Very excited to speak with both of you today. I really appreciate your time. This was a wonderful discussion
Yeah,
about a fantastic film, an absolutely fantastic
thank
film.
you.
So
Thank you so much.